This is a video review of the Kinderfluff Static Cling Car Sunshade. And as you can see here, it's a product that I received in exchange to do a candid review. This is the big review. I've had this for about 2.5 months now, and I have to say on the whole, it's actually worked out very well for me. Some considerations that you may care about when thinking about what do you want. There are different options. You can get all sorts of options, obviously, on Amazon, but there are also ones on eBay. Ones from eBay that are candidly probably quite a bit cheaper. So if you're looking for the cheapest one, I don't think that the Kinderfluff will meet your needs. But there's some differences about the Kinderfluff that you may want to consider. So first, you have this packaging. It's really actually relatively nice. If you get stuff straight from China, like on eBay, typically it's not going to be as nice. It might be just in an envelope. So it even comes with this pouch that I just pulled it out of, Kinderfluff, and so it's very suitable for gifting, like I think for wedding, or for bridal shower, or baby shower, or whatever. So straight out of the package, you have it like this. It's a little bit twisty here, and it straightens out over time in my experience. You've got this plastic side. This plastic tends, I think, to flatten out nicely over time, so it doesn't look so wrinkly. However, this side, the mesh, you'll see, it still does retain some of the wrinkles, which if that really bothers you, then that might be a consideration, but to me that's purely cosmetic. It doesn't impair how it screens out the sun or brightness in any way. So to me that's a non-issue. So basically, the first time I did it, I actually just kind of jumped in the car, and this is a 2007 Prius, and I just kind of threw it in here and said, okay, does that work? No, it didn't, right? As you can see, it just kind of slipped off, because that isn't what you're supposed to do. And what's interesting is this packaging, it doesn't clearly state what you should do. The ideal thing for you to do is actually make sure that the interior of the window is clean, and then maybe just put some slight dampness to the plastic side of it, and it'll hold. It'll hold exactly like this has. So as you can see here, I've literally had this on for a couple months now. It doesn't come down. If it fell off on any kind of regular basis, it would drive me crazy, and I probably wouldn't use it just because of that. But here, there is some dampness. As you can see, there's still some slight wrinkling, as I talked to you before, but as you can see, you heard that. There's still some dampness, and that's what you heard, that little peeling sound when I took it off. So it's very easy just to, if you get it just a little bit damp and then just put it on. See, now it's not even really damp anymore, so it's not holding as well. But actually, very conveniently, there's some ice on the ground. Let's see, some snow. So I'm going to see if putting a little snow, just as an example, and of course don't try this at home, right? But that snow is going to help it, that moisture is going to help it stick right on again, like before. So that's it. So no problems, right? And so on the other side, I'll show you an even better example of how dampness keeps it on. So what you can see here, there's a slight difference. There's definitely more moisture on here, as you can see on this part of the cling, as opposed to here. So this is pretty tightly on. And so you can just take it off. See, it's really sticky. And it feels almost like, in a way, like magnetic when it's this sticky. There's little, like, static electricity, so it's easy to kind of mount and remove. But that's it. No problem, right? So I haven't had any problems with this. Again, it would drive me crazy if I had to keep taking it on and off. So here we have a sample baby, and the sun is kind of coming in from that end, so a little bit. It's a little overcast. I was hoping it'd be brighter, but it doesn't look like the weather's going to quite cooperate with us. But as you can see, here's how bright the baby is. What happens if I take down the windshield, or the shade? So it's definitely, as you can see, it's definitely brighter, right? So the core of this is, does this work? And so in defining how it works, my question is, okay, well, does it actually stick to the windshield? And so I'm just putting it up here. So it sticks, and then does it block out shade? And as you can see here, when I took it down, and that wasn't a lot of direct sunlight, it's cloudy, but as you can see, there's definitely a difference. So I'm going to take it off now. And see, it is definitely brighter on the baby. So you can tell there's a difference, an impact. And then I'm just going to adhere it back up. There's a little bit of moisture from the ice on the ground, but no problem. It just sticks. Okay. What's nice about this is that what's really nice about this is that in addition, and unfortunately it's a little dirty too, but the other thing is I've had this for a while. It sticks well. I've also accidentally lowered the window a few times. That wasn't, I just forgot that it was there. It still stuck for the most part. It didn't have a loose fit at the time. There was plenty of moisture. So when I lowered the windshield a little bit, it kind of came up on this, but it still kind of clung on. It didn't break it in any way or deform it. So that was nice. I just absent-mindedly did that. So that wasn't an issue. The other thing to consider is I actually have the second one over here, and I don't necessarily recommend that because this isn't a problem specific to Kinderfluff. I think anybody would have this, but it does kind of slightly impair my ability to see blind spots. But it's not so bad that I didn't take it down. So I still have it on. So it works out pretty well for my needs. There were 3 of them in the package. So I have 2 on here, plus I have a minivan which has tinted windows, but I throw it on there as well. So it's overall, it sticks the way it should. It doesn't have suction cup technology, but that hasn't been an issue for me. I kind of prefer this cling, actually. I find the cling is easier to deal with. I don't know how reliable a suction cup would be. But this I can say definitely adheres very easily, very regularly. Over time, the wrinkles generally de-wrinkles. You can see here there's really not much wrinkle. There's maybe a little bit of wrinkles on the mesh, but I mean, that's purely cosmetic. It isn't like a perfect kind of shape around, so that could be an issue for you. But these are the windows of a Prius. Again, very adjustable, right? Like if it's not fitting, what you need, you can just kind of move it, readjust it, and then no problem. So I think overall it's a good product. You may want something that is, dirt cheap. The dirt cheap options may be adequate, but they may not be. But this solution does work in my experience, and I've been very happy to use it.